Welcome back! I thought it'd be fun to mix things up a little bit this week, so instead of having this standard video lecture and assignment, we have another group assignment, which I think will be actually really fun. What I'd like to do is have you put together a culture map. And it's a group assignment in the sense that everybody's going to be working on the map, but it's individual in the sense that I can measure individual contributions. So in order to do that, I put together a simulation called Adventures in International Business. And a simulation is where you get the opportunity to choose the correct response to a scenario in international business. And in choosing the correct response, you're applying knowledge that you've gleaned from Chapter 10. So the simulation should be fun, I hope. Let's take a look at it. So if you click where it says Madison, it'll give you a variety of scenarios, and I'll let you listen to the first one.
Walhalla CEO, regarding the possibility of managing the firm's operations in Mexico. Randy is apprehensive about accepting the assignment, but
Okay, so you can hear my voiceover that's describing a scenario, and then you have the opportunity to choose the correct response based on your knowledge of cultural variables. So it'll take about 1 more minute to come up. Oh, there we go. Okay. So this is the scenario, and I turned off the sound. So you can do it either with the sound on, or you can do it with the sound off by reading the scenario and then selecting the correct response. So if you click on Select for a given scenario, it'll give you feedback on whether or not it's the best response. And even if something seems obvious, it's best to choose one that is quote-unquote not the best response, because there's a lot more rich information with it. Case in point, the gist of this scenario is to talk about monochronic versus polychronic cultures. And if you click on the hyperlinks, you can get more detail on those concepts. So these are the 4 scenarios to work through in the simulation. And then if you go to the main menu, you'll see that there's also a section called Did You Know? And this gives you more information. Chapter 10 in your book talks quite a bit about Hofstede's paradigms. So if you want more information on those, you can click on them here. Case in point, there's a bit more on uncertainty avoidance, a bit more on power distance, etc. So after completing the simulation, the assignment portion of that is to look at the Z-map and fill it in. So this is the Z-map. This is kind of cool, or at least I think it's kind of cool. So we have a map, essentially a map of the world. So if you scroll around, you can see the whole world. And then you can add markers, which is kind of cool. So I added one on Mexico, just so you can see what a marker looks like. So if you click on the marker, you can see I added a little bit of detail, not a lot. Just so you can see what it looks like. So if you were, let's say you're considering iPhones, and you think that, let's find another country. Let's say Argentina might be a good choice for the iPhone. You can add a marker, and to make this simple, I'm going to choose Add a Marker Simple. And I can say iPhone Argentina. There we go, Argentina. There we go. And then add a description. And so the description I'm hoping for, as I explained up here, says, after reading the chapter and completing the Adventures in International Business Simulation, please choose 2 or more countries that you believe may be a viable market for your product. And your products, the ones that you chose, that you talked about in the wikis, were Target, Little Caesars, Clorox, etc. You get the idea. And indicate on the map whether those countries are high or low context, polychronic versus monochronic, individualistic versus collectivistic, high or low power distance, masculine or feminine, according to Geert Hofstede, and or if they have high versus low uncertainty avoidance. So in looking at Argentina, I might have to do a little bit of research, and that's fine. So I would indicate, where Argentina ranks on these things. And I would say Argentina is And when I say high versus low context, I mean high context or low context compared to the United States as our reference point. So I'd say high context, therefore, oops. Whatever the implication is. And then hopefully you'll talk a bit about the implications. So you get the idea. So we type in something, and then I'm going to go submit. Okay. Oops, let me close that. And then you'll see that we have a marker in Argentina. So it should be kind of cool, or at least that's my idea. Hopefully your markers will have a lot more detail than what I'm putting. So the goal is that we would kind of fill in the map, and we could look at what other people said. And then in the discussion forum, to kind of tie things all together, we could talk about, you know, whether we agree, whether we disagree, what are the implications of each one of these, to kind of bring it full circle. So this is the Cultures Forum. I'm going to have cultural considerations in international business. Then you could add a reply. You could say, and I won't save this, but you could say, I agree that Argentina is high context, you know, as search for our bleach, da 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 da. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense, and it should make for an interesting exercise and a rich one. If you have any questions, by all means, you know, drop me a line. Please drop me an email or give me a call, or you can meet any of that. I'm hoping that this is a rich discussion and a fun week. I think it will be, and I look forward to seeing your comments on the ZMAP, and I look forward to reading your comments in the discussion forum. Take care.